Hello folks, today I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to be showcasing something I made quite a while ago, but I'd say it's still relevant considering I'm making movies of it. Well, let's start off, shall we? Try and give you a good view of it. I know that it's not that good. I could get it to work. You can see this is when I was younger, so it doesn't look the best, especially that face really doesn't look good. I can make it better eventually. I will just scrap this paper and restart it, but that's for another day. So without further ado, I went to the wrong thing. I'm sorry. This is for Freddy, so first off, we're going to listen to 2 of his voice lines. Oh, hold on. Sorry, I didn't have my volume on. I'm sorry. First up, we have this.
It looks like someone wasn't ready for Freddy to come to the party.
Which I'd say that one is pretty iconic. But the second one I find is, I was going to say not as intimidating, but they're all kind of intimidating. And without further ado, here's the second one.
When you wake up, just remember, friends are forever.
Alright. Without further ado, let's start reading the page for Freddy. I'm sorry, I can't speak English half the time. Freddy Fazbear is a major antagonist and the titular mascot of Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Freddy is an animatronic bear and the titular mascot of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, seemingly a nice and innocent animatronic entertainer for children. He is actually possessed by the soul of a child named Gabriel, and actively tries to kill the security guards of at least 2 Freddy Fazbear's Pizza locations, which he mistakes for his murderer. Sorry, I'm so sorry. In the unused Showtime song in Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted, as well as Funkovision, he is voiced by Kellen Goff, who also voiced Funtime Freddy, Molten Freddy, Fredbear, the Daycare Attendant, Glamrock Freddy, and Foxy in the same series, as well as Kai Chisaki in My Hero Academia, Fiddlesticks in League of Legends, Hans in Konosuba, Diavolo in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Goldenwind, Rekka Hoshimiya in Fire Force, Zagrid in Black Clover, the Father Spider Demon in Demon Slayer, and Techno Pirate in Miraculous Tales of Ladybug and Cat Noir. None of those shows I've watched. In Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery, he is also voiced by Tim Simmons, who also voiced Nightmare Freddy in the same series, and Wilson Ark in Bendy in the Dark Revival. Freddy appears as a tall, large, anthropomorphic, quite muscular and stereotypical robotic teddy bear with a black hat. He has 2 glowing blue eyes, overcame by dark, thin eyebrows, and a black bow tie under his chin. He has hands with 4 fingers and feet with 3 toes. Also, he holds a microphone in his hands, which allows him to perform songs in order to distract and amuse children. However, he does not carry it while attacking the Night Guard. In the Easter egg of Freddy's distorted poster, showing him tearing off his own head with one of his hands is in the same position as the handprints on his chin. Freddy does not look too robotic, as the only mechanical parts that are exposed are his wristbands in each arm, which connect his hands to the rest of the body. However, there are no other straps nor lacerations can be spotted on his well-conserved body, and his endoskeleton is totally hidden by the amount of fake orange fur. It is not actually orange, it is brown, get it right, which could mean that the animatronic, in spite of his decaying imprisonment, remained in a perfect state, as opposed to Foxy. However, as a result of his abandonment, the fur is much more unclean, as some dust can be spotted in various places. Also, the player can encounter an eyeless still image of Freddy after their death in Five Nights at Freddy's 2, albeit this event occurs rarely. Freddy appears with human-like blue eyes in the hallucinations. I would go through all the different Freddys there are, but that will be done for another day. I'm not really gonna go. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll do that another day. And next up, we have the one, the only Mr. Bunny. I say the only, but he's definitely not the only. And yes, I know this one is not much better. Bonnie Bunny, yes. I know, in the games he looks purple, but he is indeed blue. So, I only have one voice line for him, so without further ado, it shall. For some reason, this doesn't want to play. Hold on. Nope, not will. And 3, 2, 1.
What is this new prison? Is it me trapped, or is it you? Perhaps it's us.
Well, I know that that is a Withered Bonnie quote. Sorry, I zoned out for a second. But that's the only thing I could find for him. So apparently he doesn't have any. But without further ado, let's get into doing this. Try and fix the camera. Bonnie the Rabbit, better known as Bonnie the Bunny, is a major antagonist in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Like his fellow animatronics, Freddy Fazbear and Chica the Chicken, and formerly Foxy the Pirate, don't know why, Bonnie is a friendly child entertainer during the day housed at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, but kills any human he sees during the night, especially Mike Schmidt, the enigmatic protagonist. In reality, he is possessed by the restless soul of a child named Jeremy. Spring Bonnie, his Springlock counterpart, was the co-star of the original Fredbear's Family Diner, the suit that William Afton used to kill 5 children with, and the one in which he met his first death in. Subsequently possessing it similar to his victims, Bonnie/Jeremy's ultimate goal is to get revenge on Afton by killing him. Although he never spoke in the series, he is voiced by Kellen Goff in the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza theme song, which is an unused track from Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted in Ultimate Custom Night. His withered form was voiced by Hans Yunda. I probably just said that horribly wrong. His appearance: Bonnie is a tall animatronic who looks like an anthropomorphic, quite muscular blue rabbit with 2 long ears, albeit not sufficiently proportioned to his size because of the lighting on the stage. He may seem purple, but in fact he is blue, because in normal lighting he is this color. The color from his muzzle, stomach, and insides of his ear is a grayish color. He sports articulated ears that are capable of bending backwards and forwards, similar to several other animatronics' ears, and wears a red bow tie, which is partially obstructed by his chin. On stage, he carries a dark red guitar. Unlike the others, he has round teeth and lacks eyebrows. Excluding his head, most of Bonnie's body appears identical to Freddy's, apart from the latter's color. This version of Bonnie, like most of the animatronics in the first game except for Foxy, has no visible teeth on his upper jaw. In Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, Bonnie's model remains mostly the same, but he's primarily blue with the color of his muzzle, stomach, and insides of his ear is now white, and his guitar sports a different look. The Bonnie model also seems to have technology similar to Funtime animatronics with parts that pop open and close automatically at the push of 2 buttons. This might also be Bonnie before he had a paint job due to being blue and white, similar to Toy Bonnie, unlike the purple and gray Bonnie with blue blotches from Five Nights at Freddy's, the first game. Next on the list we have the chicken, as in Chica the chicken. Let's see if I can get this right. I will say this Chica doesn't look half bad. The cupcake looks like he's seen things that he didn't want to. I know I've messed this a little bit up here. It's have to joint there, but I'm gonna scrap these original ones, except for the 2 final ones that I don't know. The last one you people might know of, but I'm not sure if you will. But you can still see it's not the best. For the most part, I'd say it's pretty good, but in other situations, I'd say, no, this looks like garbage. Now, this quote that I have for Chica is only for Withered Chica. Again, I couldn't find one for just Chica. It only gave me Withered Chica. So without further ado, here is the voice line in 3, 2, 1.
I was the first. I have seen everything.
For those of you that might not have understood, Chica just said, I was the first. I have seen everything. Who is Chica the Chicken, you ask? Chica the Chicken is a major antagonist in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. She is a female yellow chicken animatronic with a bib that says "Let's Eat" alongside Freddy and Bonnie. Chica is a friendly robotic children's entertainer housed at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. However, once the restaurant is plunged into the dark, she's a murderer who tries to stuff any employee she sees into an animatronic suit, which is not accommodating to human anatomy. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. In fact, the robot is possessed by a child's soul named Susie, which explains her erratic and bloodthirsty behavior. Chica is steadier and more predictable than Bonnie, and slower moving, but more persistent, and inclined to wait outside the door to drain its power. She also has a curious habit of hiding in the kitchen and making a lot of noise, like she was playing, or perhaps just fumbling around in the dark. She is voiced by Darby Logan in Ultimate Custom Night and by Amber Lee Connors in an unused song in Five Nights at Freddy's VR Help Wanted. In the first game, Chica appears as a tall, anthropomorphic, quite stocky yellowish chicken with teeth in her large orange beak. She has 2 enormous eyebrows overlooking 2 dark and sinister eyes, which reflect her inner madness while she stares at the player through the window. Is that actually it? Wow, that was very quick. Is that it? Oh, I just missed something. Nope, that's literally it. Okay, that was really quick. Next up, we have the Foxy the Pirate the Fox. I don't even know what I just said. Okay, you know, I'm just gonna try and wrap this up quickly. I mean, it's not like I have anything I need to be doing, but let's just do it, I guess. Here is Foxy's voice line, which is actually Foxy for that matter. And here's the voice line in 3, 2, 1.
Never underestimate the cunning of a pirate. Or a fox, for that matter.
If anyone didn't understand, he said, "Yar har har har. Never underestimate the cunning of a pirate. Or a fox, for that matter." Who's Foxy, you asked? Foxy the Pirate is a major antagonist in the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. He is an out-of-order, worn-down animatronic version of the cartoon Captain Foxy character, who is possessed by the undead soul of a child named Fritz. Like his fellow undead souls, he hunts for night guards in hopes of killing William Afton, the man who prematurely ended their lives. The in-universe Foxy the Pirate character is implied to be the main antagonist of the Freddy Fazbear Band. As seen through promotional material as revealed in FNAF Secret of the Mimic, Foxy was once a mascot at Murray's Costume Manor in the 1970s, likely made by Fiona Murray as a part of an automated puppet show in the theater section. Presumably after MCM went under, Foxy was purchased by Fazbear Entertainment for Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. He was voiced by Christopher McCullough, who also voices Mr. Katz in Class of 09, in Ultimate Custom Night and Five Nights at Freddy's at AR Special Delivery. I just got confused myself. Currently, he is voiced by Jason Topolsky in Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted 2. Foxy is a tall, quite slender, and anthropomorphic red fox with two yellow pupils and a wide jaw. He has a stereotypical pirate's appearance. Aside from his eye patch, he has 3 strings of hairs on the top of his head and a hook for his right hand. However, unlike a normal fox, he doesn't have a tail. He also has a set of teeth which appears to be the sharpest out of all animatronics. Some of his teeth are also gold. Foxy appears to be damaged as some parts of his endoskeleton are exposed. In fact, he appears the most damaged animatronic in Five Nights at Freddy's. This may be the result of his long-time isolation, which partially decayed his body, as seen on his left hand, which is completely bare and exposes the machinery underneath. Also, his arms, chest, and legs are ripped on various places. Despite this, Foxy remains in a good state, and can also run significantly faster than the rest of the gang. He uses his speed to his advantage by running straight into the security office rather than toying with his prey.